Heavyweight action, Filip Hrgovic against Zhilei Zhang. Didn't expect this one to kind of go to the end, and I actually put it out there to you both that I was predicting stoppages for both Usyk and Hrgovic, both late on in both of their fights. Didn't quite pan out that way, unfortunately. And I don't really know what to make of this fight. I think I scored it just to Zhang, and I know that a lot of fans were split on the Fight Night Scores app. I think Hrgovic ended up being the winner on the average scorecard. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But yeah, what did you make of this one? Josh, go for it if you've seen it.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to this fight. I was just familiar with both fighters, of course. I did a video on Zhang about a year ago. At this point, just speaking on it, it's called The Curious Case of Zhilei, and it was mainly because I felt he was in an interesting spot being on the older end as far as heavyweights in the sport right now, or those that are kind of between that prospect contender stage. And he put up a great showing as far as I'm concerned, especially in the early part of the fight. He actually had Hrgovic hurt, but Hrgovic, I thought he showed he had some wrinkles to his game as well, and he was able to come back and do his thing. Now, I was scoring it in the actual Fight Night Score system up until about the 7th round, and then I lost track because I had to move around because I was working on another project. And but at that particular time, I had Zhang up, and when the fight was all said and done, I felt that he may have won, but not to the degree of that I think there's a major controversy or anything of that nature, because Zhang did look bad there at the tail end, especially that 12th round. He definitely looked like he was just about done completely. Good thing this wasn't the 15 rounders they were doing back in the day. But I did think it was a fairly entertaining fight. Lasted longer than I thought it would. And I have to give props to both fighters. For Hrgovic, now maybe this offers up an opportunity for him to get one of those big names in the ring. And for Zhang, I think that he's still viable, and there was talk of him potentially doing a fight in China where they could have in excess of 100,000 people in attendance. I think this showing probably helps to push that. And Derek Chisora said he wants to throw his name in the hat, so maybe we'll get that next. So big props to both fighters.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of that actually today on Twitter about Zhang and Chisora in China, possibly. That would be interesting, I guess. I've just got the scorecard, the average scorecard up on there, and indeed it is 6 rounds to 4 to Hrgovic and 2 rounds even. So it shows a razor tight winning margin. That's the closest one I've ever seen, I think, on our system. So it kind of shows that, there's 2 even rounds there that could go either way, and then I guess there's a lot of swing rounds in there. Alex, what were your thoughts on this? Were you impressed with Hrgovic? I think his stock dropped a little bit in this one, I'd imagine.
You know what? That is kind of what I believe with Hrgovic. I actually wasn't really big into him. Then I watched some of his fights because I kept hearing about this new boogeyman in boxing. Hrgovic couldn't get anyone to fight him. Couldn't get, what was it, Joe Barker, Tony Yoka, Luis Ortiz, nobody. And Zhang, from the beginning said, I'll fight him. So this was a fight I was looking forward to, but I was favoring Hrgovic. And I felt he started off really well. I thought his right hand was going to be the difference. And in that first round, it looked as so. And then Hrgovic Zhang hit him with that big hook. And seemed Hrgovic's whole game plan changed. Seemed that it seemed like he didn't even want to be there. He was like looking away. You could see he was on his quote unquote bike. But, it seemed like he really when Zhang started to go a little bit low, Hrgovic turned it up a little bit. Seemed like he went back to his amateur days. And I did have it 6-6. So, 6 rounds to 6 with Zhang pulling the victory out with the knockdown. But, most people that I was speaking with thought Zhang was robbed. But as you see clearly with the scores on Fight Night scores, definitely was a close fight. Could have went either way, and it went to Hrgovic. So I don't see him beating anybody of the top dogs, such as a Wilder, an AJ, Usyk, or Fury. But definitely some other fun fights. And yes, I did hear the talk about Chisora Zhang. I'm down for it as well.
Just as you was talking there, I've just gone into our scoring group, and it looks like there were 6 of us that scored this particular fight, and similar average scores, just narrowing it down to the 6 of us. 6 rounds to 5, and just the 1 even in favour of Hrgovic. And I scored it in favour of Zhang, so I think I might be in the minority there. I noticed that in the chat there, someone said that Zhang got robbed big time. That was Alberto. And I think, what did Boz say? I saw Boz mention something. I think he said he had it a bit wide. And we can see his card right there, 117 to 112. So we can inspect that now you join the group, Boz. Well done. All right then, let's move things along.